an extreme wind warning, and you can tell why.
Snapping trees and stop signs. Watch McDonald's golden arches ripped apart by powerful winds.
It's starting to circulate around, and when that rain hits you, I mean, it's like nails right to the face.
Dwayne Williams and his son racing for cover as winds peeled away the roof above them.
Felt the roof coming off, so I grabbed my 3-year-old son and I ran downstairs to the downstairs room, and they opened the door for me with my mom and dad. But it was real terrible going on up there.
On Cedar Key, AccuWeather storm chasers capturing record-breaking storm surge, nearly 7 feet of water, tanks and other debris floating away. The surge tearing apart this home in Horseshoe Beach. It soon disappears from view altogether. High tide fueling the surge into Tampa.
We got big waves rolling here, and we have this massive storm surge that has inundated this beach and parking lot.
Our Ginger Z in Pinellas County.
It's been more than 3 hours since we saw a major historic landfalling hurricane more than 100 miles northwest of us. But look at this. We still are taking on water, coastal flooding right down Gulf Boulevard.
In Pasco County, the sheriff's office helping rescue dozens of people and pets from flooded neighborhoods. This massive tree landing on the governor's mansion. Hundreds of thousands losing power across the storm zone. The fast-moving buzzsaw of destruction barreling inland across Georgia and into the Carolinas. An apparent tornado flipping this car outside Charleston.
That car's flying! What the?
Late today, President Biden pledging federal support to the entire region.
If there's anything the states need right now, I'm ready to mobilize that support of what they need.
Nearly 12 hours after making that historic landfall, Idalia, now a tropical storm.
And Rob joins me now from Savannah. Rob, this storm is jetting through communities at a very fast clip.
Yeah, and that's why it held its strength for so long through much of Georgia. But now just to the north and east of Savannah, it's pretty calm here right now. But the northern part of this still has 60-plus mile-per-hour winds. So we still have a threat for seeing some tree limbs come down and more power outages, and also a tornado threat. We had a flurry of warnings in Charleston, plus that one you saw actually touch down there. Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, areas across the Carolina coastlines in a tornado watch till at least 10 o'clock tonight. And at that time, that's right around the high tide, when the high tide's going to come in. And it's a full moon high tide, so above average high tide, and of course a storm surge. So we're going to see storm surge flooding 3, 4, maybe 5 feet in some spots during the nighttime hours. So the next 12 hours, Phil, are still going to be very dicey.
All right, Rob Marciano in Savannah for us tonight. Let's head now south to Florida, where Victor Kendo is in the state capital of Tallahassee. Victor, how are things looking where you are tonight?
Well, Phil, now the race is on to restore power to tens of thousands of customers left in the dark by Hurricane Idalia. At last check, some 27,000 customers are still without power, but we know that crews are hard at work trying to get the lights back on. The biggest threats here in Tallahassee, power outages, downed trees, wind damage, and we saw a combination of all three. Tallahassee, in part, is known for the tree-lined streets. The city is covered in trees, and with hurricane-force winds, they can bring the trees down and take power lines with them. But in the end, Tallahassee did not take the brunt of Idalia. We stopped at a shelter today and met Harold Weaver from hard-hit Perry, Florida. He evacuated before the storm with his grandson, riding it out at a Tallahassee school, and after seeing the images of Perry, he tells us he's happy with his decision. What's it like for you seeing your town, Perry, on the news underwater?
Bad. Never thought I would see it, but I always thought we had close hurricanes close to us. I said, one of these days we're going to get one.
Harold tells us that he plans on returning to Perry tomorrow, but that he has no idea what kind of condition his place might be in. Really no clue what to expect here. Phil?
Victor, thank you.